Ready?
Yep.
Rolling?
Rolling.
Silence on set?
Do you know that was my job once, to yell rolling?
Stop. At
Yeah.
what place?
Like it was like a movie. It was my summer job. And
To work on a movie?
I had to yell cut and rolling.
Was that so fun? Did you get to do the thing?
I believe so.
Yeah? That's so
Yeah.
satisfying. I feel
It
like
was.
that was my dream job, and to be a cashier.
But I would say it with enthusiasm, like rolling.
You would say something with enthusiasm? That's
I
shocking.
would. I know. I'm not all that I'm cracked up to be.
Okay, everybody, hold on to your seats and your underpants because the matcha-weighted, get it? Podcast guest, matcha-weighted? Matcha-weighted?
Oh, I was like, what are you speaking about?
The matcha-weighted podcast guest, Kourtney fucking Kardashian
Barker.
Barker.
Kourtney Kardashian
Wait,
Barker.
is it official? Like you changed
Legally,
it for realsies?
we're in the
Or
process.
did you just change it on Instagram?
No, it's a long process.
I know. That's why I'm asking.
We're in the process.
Okay. Because it's like credit cards, social security, passports. Like it's the whole thing. So right now it's just Instagram official.
It is.
But it's cute. It's like KKB is a vibe.
It is.
So can you guys believe it? Like take a moment. Kourtney's here. I feel like so many of my followers and people that have been around for a minute know that you were like my number one. So lots
Am I
writing
not?
on.
Am I still not your number
now,
one?
Now it's achieved.
We're back.
We're back.
We're back in business.
You were my number one, but I always thought that like you weren't really into doing podcasts and like public speaking, which
Well, public speaking, that's a whole different thing.
no, I know.
I'm not giving a speech here.
Well, you might be.
I might.
But I just want to say, I don't get why you are timid about those things because you have the best like liners of ever.
That's true.
Like live your life. I'm just living my life.
Live that life.
ABCD conversation.
EFG.
What was it?
A, B, C, D, E, F, G, I gotta go.
Like
The conversation is over.
love it. The most interesting to look at. Like so many. So I was
So
always
many.
like, I get that she doesn't want to do it maybe, but like she should be confident in her speaking abilities because she's so funny and she's just like great at it.
So I failed 2 classes in college because I wouldn't give a speech. Like I wouldn't do my report. One was speech class, and I would not give my final speech.
Does it give you literal actual anxiety or just like you don't feel like it?
Oh my gosh. I had to give a speech for Jen Atkin for this award that she was winning, and she was being honored, and she asked me if I would give the speech for her and introduce her. And if you hear my voice on it, you'll understand why I will never give a speech.
I loved, there was another episode I feel like when you gave some sort of a speech. It was for something clean maybe? The EG.
Oh, EWG, when I went to Washington, D.C.
And you did it.
So there's moments where I can speak when I feel comfortable and I want to,
Yeah.
but that's very rare. That's maybe like once every 3 years.
But I feel like it makes you relatable that you're not this like, you know.
Pro speaker.
Right. Like people,
Motivate.
everyone like who isn't a little timid to just sit down with cameras, like give speeches, like be so good at public speaking. But that's what I'm here to tell you. You are good at it. So like embrace
Thank you.
it.
I feel really comfortable in front of the camera when we're filming.
Yeah.
Flip's hair.
Yeah. Flip's hair.
When we're filming, I don't feel any different than if we're not filming. But when I have to be, I don't love being the center of attention.
Really?
But having a conversation, especially with someone that I know,
Yeah.
I feel comfortable with.
Because at the Boohoo show, you didn't want to get up.
You made me.
I know. That's
made
that's
me
where I was
get up.
leading this conversation to everybody. It
And
was me.
It was you.
It's like, get up.
You made me take a bow and
it was and
wave.
the joy in your like you looked so happy in that photo that they captured, and in general you're just so happy right now.
Thank you.
And speaking of happiness, that's what I want to start with is Travis Barker.
Okay.
And I wanted to tell the people like, and just in this past episode, Liz, your assistant, was saying that the PDA is real, that she like caught you guys in the pantry. Like,
Oh, yes.
It's not for show, it's for realsies. So I'm here to say yes, but also I feel like people just don't, like, the tongue and the PDA comes across, but like people don't know just like how fucking sweet he is to you. Like, it's wild, and he seems like a unicorn. He's just like whatever Kourtney wants. Kourtney's the best mom. Kourtney's like the prettiest. Kourtney's the best. He's all about you 24/7.
He did tell me to tell you hi because he was at rehearsals and sound check for tonight.
He's so he's such a sweet dude underneath all those tattoos.
He is. I don't even see his tattoos when I say that to him because I've known him for so many years just as friends, and I don't even think about it. It's like when you have such a connection with someone and you love each other, just it's hard to explain. It's just it doesn't matter. Like nothing. I mean, I love his tattoos.
Yeah.
But I don't, half the time I don't even see them.
But you said you memorize, like you know them by heart, you said on the show.
I mean, there's a lot of them there.
Like,
I know, I would say I might know them all.
So you said on the show that people for years were like, well, they won't they kind of vibe. But looking back, do you remember feeling that? Like looking at him being like,
Oh, I used to think it all the time.
Oh.
And then there was times when, yeah, I used to think it, but also I think what we both have kind of said to each other is that we felt like home at a distance, like during times when I just felt maybe not at my best. I remember just going with him and all the kids, whether we'd go to church or to an art museum or we went to the Happiness Museum one time with
and
all the
kids. He loves that shit with you. Like he loves Disney, like.
Right. Or coming over and decorating gingerbread houses or carving pumpkins. We used to go to...
Oh, there's that episode that he comes...
Yes,
to the,
and
does
to the gingerbread houses. And we did that every year. We didn't film it every year, but we would do that every year and do pumpkins every year. And just even on the weekends, come over and...
When you were like dating other people, he was dating other people.
And come over on the weekends with all the kids. And we would all just hang out here like in... sweats and hang out in the movie theater. And I think that we both felt, I remember one Thanksgiving, I went to Kylie's. We had, Thanksgiving with the family. And then on the way home, me and all the kids stopped by at his house and hung out with him and the kids and had matchas.
Back then, matcha isn't new.
He brought me my first ever matcha.
I thought you were the matcha. He's the matcha king before you.
He introduced me to matcha, and then he would bring it when we would hang out here at the house with the kids. He would run to Erewhon, grab us matchas.
So how didn't it happen until now? You think it was just like it was meant to happen now and not before? Like, how did it take long?
I think I was afraid of anything that could be real.
And he was real.
Yeah.
And did he make a move though?
He would ask me, no, he's not, he didn't make any like physical move, but he asked me to go to the movies once, and he would ask me to go for sushi or vegan sushi, of course.
Of course.
But he would ask me to go to the movies, and I remember telling my therapist, I was like, Travis asked me to go to the movies, and she's like, and are you going to go? And I was like, I could never go. I could never.
What?
And she was like, why? He sounds like a good dad and he's, all the things. And I just was like, but what if he tried to kiss me? Or what if he held my hand? Or what if, and she was like, so what? And I was like, oh my gosh, I can't. Like I had such a guard up for so many years. And I just think it was too real. And then friends almost kept saying it again. It was like pretty much after COVID or during that time.
Isn't that wild that so many years were leading up to this moment? But do you look back and regret, because you're such a romantic, so I have to ask this, like, do you look back and regret, like, we could have had more time?
Yes.
Yeah?
I do. We always say that. We're like, like we both feel like timing is everything, and the timing was perfect, and I'm grateful for everything that led me to that exact
right,
time and place and everything. But we do say that. We're like, oh, we could have had, this many more years together and been doing all these things for so long.
I know, but I do believe more, like I get that, but I also believe in like timing is everything, and you found each other at the right time.
Yeah.
But give us some, like, is there anything that he does that isn't perfect and sweet and gentle and loving and like obsessed with you?
No.
Like you don't fight?
No.
Ever?
No, like we have talks. We love to like talk, but we're not, we're not fighters like yelling and screaming and hanging up and all that. Like no, but we will like sit down and go like face to face and like sit on the floor by the fire or something and be like, can I share something, and like talk. But yeah, there's also times when you might be like, I don't know.
I feel like if I had to guess, I feel like you found your person. And also, like, you need somebody to just, like, be there and support you. Mm-hmm. And he's just so supportive. Like, he is with you in everything. Like, he's there to hold your hand, and he'll walk with you, and he'll go with you, and he just, like, lifts you up all the time.
Yeah.
And you get to call the shots with everything, too, and you like that, no?
Well, he does, too. I mean, he does, too. I think it depends what it is, but I think we both sometimes love someone to say, like, let's do this, or I think we both want each other to be happy, so we ask each other, or, things that are just happening too, that we just both go with the flow with those things. I think we like to do things
to make each other happy.
Yeah, and do things together. We value our time together, and, we both work a lot, and so I also have a lot with the kids, and I love that time. So it's making the most of the time when we're together.
Right.
I think is
which is
really
a lot of
important.
Like tongue situation too. Mm-hmm. So the PDA, it's become like part of your Kravis brand. Were you, because now when I look back at you and other relationships that we've seen on the show, I was trying to remember, like, were you like PDA-y? Were you not? Like, is it something that you just started feeling comfortable with Travis because of how he is and you're so in love, or were you like
I don't remember. I don't remember anything before.
No, you had to do like a hug, like
a hug class,
right?
Because I felt like it depends on the person. Like there's some friends where I feel like you hug, or even some sisters, like Chloe and I are huggers together, but I feel like Kim and I aren't really huggers together.
Yeah.
I feel like Kylie and I are
huggers
together. I feel like also because I'm smaller than Chloe and Kylie, I feel like when we hug, it's more like my hands around their waist.
Like a couple.
Yeah.
Yeah. And you're like just nestled like in their chest.
It's like cozy.
Yeah.
Cuddly time.
So with the PDA, did you feel comfortable right away? Because you leaned in. Sometimes I'm like, everybody thinks it's Travis. And maybe it's Kourtney being like, maybe you're the one starting it.
Do you mean on a red carpet or something?
Okay, on a red. Let's start with that. On a red carpet.
I've hated doing red carpets for years just because people are always critical. And I think my sisters and I kind of avoided them for a period. And then I think just with Travis, with everything he's been through, he loves to be present in the moment and make the most of it and live authentically. So when we're doing something, he likes to make it fun and, make it just like we have a good time.
Person, right? Like you feel so
I do.
Safe with him.
And I feel when we're doing something like that, it's fun to just be ourselves and not take it so seriously and not worry about taking the most perfect photo and just being ourselves. And I don't know, it just feels better.
And the PDA around like the house, like in the last episode, your assistant ran. So you're all over each other all day for realsies.
Yes, but we try to be respectful too of the kids and want everyone to feel comfortable. But yeah, sometimes we'll be hugging or just like staring into each other's eyes, and the kids will be like, ew, gross, even the older kids. But I think also they love that we love each other
Yeah.
so much.
Yeah, and do you see it lasting, like when people are like married couples are like, well, give it 5 years, like give it to, do you
They
feel,
say that going into a marriage, and
yeah,
I've
no one,
been
well, people
married
are keeping
once.
you in the bubble.
I've been married once, and I plan to be married for my whole life. But
Honey, that's so romantic.
thank you.
Did it change after you got married? Like anything?
Not crazy, because I think we're in the place where we're figuring out how to blend our households and our our kids, and what does life look like now. So for the most part, I think we're getting like those things in place. Like we do family dinner every Sunday night with all the kids at his house.
Wait, is there going to be a joint house happening?
Yes, there will be, but everyone, I think we want our kids to also feel really comfortable, and they have both lived in their homes their whole lives for the most part, and they each have their rooms, and we are a block away. So it's kind of a special time that we are like, what a cool time that like every night he comes over, and it's like we have our routines within our house. Like, when the kids are at their dad's house, I stay at his house, and there's still nights when we'll stay at each other's houses in between. But, I get up at 6 a.m. and I carpool every morning, and then I go straight to his house and have matcha. He has it ready for me.
Stop.
And then we have matcha and like talk and hang out, and then work out together, and then we start our day. So we have like a thing, and he comes over every night no matter what, if I'm here or not here, and like kisses me whether it's midnight and he's getting back from the studio or whatever. So we have our
That's cute.
thing.
That is a special time, because I feel like it makes it like a more spicy than just like moving in together right away.
Right. Like I just said, remember when you used to come over and no one was here, like the kids were at their dad's, and we would drink tequila and hang out. I was like, we have to do that again.
Yeah.
I mean, we do. Look, we have our times out, or our times, like especially when we travel, and if the kids aren't with us, or even if they're with us, those are always like fun, special moments and memories. But I think just it's like we have two spots where we can go hide out. And
so you feel like there's no pressure on getting like the one house, the KKB.
No, and we've
KB.
We've also looked, and we just haven't found it.
Oh, we saw on the show actually that you looked.
I want you to see that sweat.
No, you guys. I mean, you can see. If you're listening, then I'll tell you. Kourtney is in full fucking latex, because what else would she be in?
You guys, sweat is dripping off my hands, like from the inside of my shirt.
And also, you guys know this. Well, you have it in your bedroom too, like
a fireplace.
A fireplace. So we're in an office with a fireplace that was on because it was supposed to be part of the vibe. And we're sweating.
I was trying to have a nice vibe for us, and
it was such a nice thought.
Too hot.
Except you didn't
I
take
didn't
into
need
account
to wear
the
latex. Yeah, I didn't need to wear latex. It's okay.
But here's one thing I learned about you today that I didn't know, is that you like the heat a lot.
I love to be warm.
Like, yeah, you're not into like air conditioning and freezing. Is Travis down with like sleeping with no AC?
He's into air conditioning and freezing.
Oh, there, we found it, guys. We found the one disagreement. He loves air conditioning.
He's into like 66 degrees.
That's classic. So what do you do?
I'm into 72.
No, she's like into 85 is what's happening here.
Kim is the same as me, I will say.
I heard.
Yeah.
I heard.
And I think we have I think it goes down once I fall asleep. He puts it down.
Oh, smart. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. What do you sleep in? Do you sleep in naked probably, right? Oh, no, you said on the episode this week that you don't.
So with our kids, like when I'm home and the kids are here, I was a full silk pajama girl for life. I thought I was for life going to be silk pajama girl.
Long or short?
Long sleeves, long legs,
long and 87
black
degrees.
silk pajamas. I've worn them for 10 years.
Uh-huh.
And now, because of having COVID with Travis together, and we were in his room for 12 days together without leaving his room. And then I became
I'm waiting.
boxer shorts.
Yeah.
And Travis's t-shirt
I love
girl. His boxers, his t-shirt. That is what I sleep in now every night here. And when I'm at his house, I kind of do the same. And when we're in a hotel, I sleep naked.
Okay, now we know it all, guys. Hotel, home, and the Barker household. Okay, so I have to ask this. I feel like we keep on getting like little bits of it, but like there's a foot fetish.
I mean,
Kourtney.
I have really cute feet, Lamanda.
Okay, but I feel like a foot fetish has to go two ways. Like, I feel like you're into it too.
I mean, if somebody wants to pay extra attention to my feet, I'm not mad at that.
Yeah.
Well, my husband, not just anybody.
I know, but okay, because there are pictures of your feet a lot on his, like in your carousels, there's always a feet pic. On this last episode, somebody asks, the producer asks Travis what his favorite shoes are. And he's like,
No
I
shoes.
like her Pradas. Like he named a few. And then he was like, no shoes. And you were like, no shoes.
Yeah.
So it's out there, babe.
I also have a size 5 shoe.
Not for real.
Yeah.
Women's 5?
Yeah. A kid's 3.
Wait.
Yeah.
What?
I have a really small,
so the
tiny
fetish
foot.
like skyrockets at that point.
So we just embrace it.
Okay. I need to know behind the scenes, like how involved it gets because I'm dying to know. Like where it go, like, is it just looking and petting? Does it go places?
You don't get to know. Maybe tomorrow night when we have a drink.
You're always like,
I'll fill you
so
in.
Curious. So on the show, you were like amazing. I think you did such an incredible thing sharing your IVF journey on the first season. And I feel like you guys like should get more credit for normalizing a lot of things that are taboo and the way you just like put it out there. Like it's not this big groundbreaking moment where you're like, I have a confession, I'm doing IVF. It was like part of your process. And like Chloe and Kim just like talking about surrogacy and what that is like. So we saw a lot of it on the first season. How much are we going to see this season? Is it not going to be as big a part of the show?
I decided, did you see our like cleanses and all that?
Last season.
All the natural stuff?
Yes, I did.
So I just decided it really took a toll on my health and my just even mentally.
The hormones.
The hormones, like the medication, you have to get, put to sleep every time. So I know that it's it's helped, so many people, but it's just not for me.
Yeah.
It I don't know. I felt like even still, I did this really cool thing yesterday where I got a brain scan. It's not.
Is it the Dr. Amen one?
No, but I've heard about that.
What was on the episode, Kourtney?
Oh, that's the one they did? Sorry, I didn't watch. Was that episode?
Yeah,
did
but
it
like
air
nothing,
already?
It aired and it was literally like Dr. Amen was like, so your brain's kind of fucked up. Chloe's like, great. And then I don't know if there was like a solution put in place.
Oh my
Or,
gosh.
like,
Well, this is
sorry.
neurofeedback. So there's no radiation for the scan. And then they tell you certain things about your brain. And the things that when I went yesterday to get the results, it was mostly from IVF because it affects your adrenals, your thyroid, your hormones. Like my energy levels since starting that have been really down. And still, I haven't done it since probably January or February. And my energy levels are still really down.
But you're also really, I think it's also like you're a person that you're so in touch with your body. Like you take blood vials every day to like see where you're at.
Yes.
So I feel like that has a lot to do with it. Like you pay attention to like everything happening in your body.
Yeah. And I got to a place where I just felt like exactly how timing was everything with me and Travis. I feel truly like if it's meant to be that
it'll happen.
we will be
You're going to have
blessed.
a love child. Like there's no way. Like I feel like you guys probably feel this too. Like your love will create a life.
And that's how we've always felt. And then I felt like we kind of got pushed into doing IVF. And if you even look anything up online about things you can do to help get pregnant, and when it says on there, like if you're over 40, or it might even say something younger, it says go right away to an IVF doctor.
Don't bother.
Right.
Yeah.
So I felt a little bit pushed. So we are, for now, done with IVF, and we say prayers and hope that God blesses us with a baby.
Yes. Fingers are crossed. And speaking of family, you guys are a big blended family now. Mm-hmm. And I feel like we got it was on an episode, I think Kim was talking about how Mason, who always, like, when people talk about things that Mason says, or like that text that Kim posted once or something.
Yes.
He comes across like so mature.
About North.
Right.
Yes.
And this too was like, I think Kim said that Mason was like explaining to North, like,
what it's like.
Yeah, what it's like, and that like
it's not so, he said it's not so bad or something.
Right. Like, so how was that? Was it seamless because they knew each other, the kids, for so many years? Or
I think blending a family like that is, there's so many emotions involved and so many kids. And even though, I think it made it, I would imagine, so much easier because we've all known each other and we've all had our, relationships with each other and know, each other's intentions and that we're good people. I can't imagine if it was
random,
someone else. But, there are emotions. Change is hard for kids.
Yeah.
And I think we're at a really good place, but I think we're really patient and take it slow, which I think is why,
right,
we're not taking it slow because we
married.
Just feel really, passionately about each other and want to do everything as quick as possible. But then, yes, like with the kids, I think just keeping everyone in their comfortable places, and feeling like, oh, it's not as much change as I thought.
Yeah,
I think it's really nice, and then easing in. For example, Travis is almost done. They're making a bunk bed room at his house for the kids, so we can all sleep over. And over the weekend, Penelope and Rain slept there with him without me. They did not want me there. And then they did that. Rain did that 3 nights in a row.
Stop.
And Penelope joined them on the third night.
Aww.
And I said, oh, do you guys want me to stay too? And she was not having it.
No,
they did not want me there.
Speaking of Penelope, she is a TikTok queen. Are you
she is.
Like, are you, I mean, obviously she has that creative, like, vibe to her. She has such an aesthetic.
She's very creative.
Are you like, wait, is she going to be in this industry? Like, is she going to, or do you have those thoughts?
She is such, I can't even explain it. She is my girl that I do not worry about. She's just, so Simon always says she's a mini me to her core.
Yeah.
But we've spent so much time together and spend so much time together, and I don't worry about her.
Yeah.
But I used to, she's slept with me every day since she was born, and pretty much still does.
Yeah.
Unless she has a friend sleepover, or unless she leaves me to go sleep at Travis's or Auntie Coco's or Auntie Kiki's. But besides that, we are so close. And
we were talking about that when I met you at the sniff event about, how you are as a mom, which is also like something that I super relate to, which is like, very all in, like sleep with the kid. Don't follow like the rules that you're supposed to.
No.
You were telling me that you like stayed at the school for 3 weeks with
I
Rain
did.
and like
when
didn't leave.
Mason first went to school, I stayed at school for preschool. I stayed for 3 weeks, thinking just in case he needed me. I couldn't take it. I was so
and they judged
upset.
you, do you think?
No. I don't even. No one even knew. I slid into this little lodge. I found the Wi-Fi. I did my work, and I just stayed for three weeks. They had tea. I made tea every day, and then he never needed me once.
Well, that's good. See, you're there, but he doesn't.
And then I did probably a week less with each kid. When I took Penelope, I stayed for 2 weeks. When I took Rain, I stayed for a week. But I feel like, I couldn't do any different.
Yeah.
Kids crying at school when they get dropped off and their parents leaving. I'm not judging any other parents, but it triggers me.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah. My mom used to put me on the school bus when I was 2.
Yeah.
And I got left and I woke up.
And you remember, how do you have all these memories from when you were like
It's my
this age?
first memory. I think that it was so damaging that it was so traumatic. But I woke up on the bus because I fell asleep and all the kids got off and they didn't see me because I was 2 and I was really small.
Yeah.
Like smaller
You were
than.
on the school bus at 2? Aren't you in a car
Exactly.
seat at 2?
I was on a school bus and they picked me up at my house.
There's no way you were on a school bus
promise.
at 2 in a car seat school bus?
No, they didn't have car seats. They used to not have car seats.
Oh, that could be.
I have photos of me like as a baby in the front seat. Like
Times were different. I also wanted to talk about, well, everyone's dying to know if Scott's going to be in this season because like he wasn't in promos.
I have no idea.
You literally don't know?
I literally don't know.
And also that last season, I remember when you and Travis got engaged and it was so exciting. And there was that, you know, a lot about Scott's reaction, how he's feeling. Like you were a little upset about that.
I was upset that they chose to take my fairy tale and like include that part of it because, and then it just bothered me. Like these people at, you know, wherever
Production
are like making the choice of what my story is.
But aren't you an executive producer?
I am. And so we watch cuts, we give notes. Those notes weren't addressed and it just bothered me.
Yeah, I
and
get it.
also
'Cause it's forever.
We watched it and I didn't initially have a problem with it when I first watched it because I think we're so used to the way that we've done things for so long. And it's been, you know, that kind of stuff would have been included.
Yeah, that was also the only really thing that his perspective was.
Right.
Kind of just being upset about you and blah, blah,
Right. And so I think it just bothered me because I felt like this is my fairy tale and I was like, why can't we show the happy ending? Why do we have to focus on this? And I get it's TV and blah, 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 all the reasons. But to me, I was not having it. I was like, you wouldn't do this to anyone else. You didn't do it to, you know, there may have not been that ex around that was on commenting.
It's a complicated situation.
So I've definitely made it really clear that that's not for me. I'm not going to be a part of this and then, you know, have
that narrative
commentary from anyone, really. And so, because I feel like I'm here living my life and I'm not sitting here talking about anyone else. So I just demand the same respect.
Yeah. Another thing that I feel like I've noticed, but also the fans have really noticed is like Kourtney and Khloe used to be. Kourtney and Khloe.
Yep.
Like the dragging you on the floor, waxing each other's vaginas. Really like you guys had that special relationship. And it was like Kim was kind of like the outsider.
She was.
For years.
Yeah.
And I feel like she could handle that because she's like, could handle that like being on her own vibe. But like, how does it feel now where it does kind of seem like it's more Kim and Khloe? Like,
I think that when Khloe was pregnant with True, and then I think, was Kim pregnant? Did they have kids?
Oh, they had kids at the same time.
She had a surrogate at that time,
right?
Maybe,
yeah.
So I just felt like they really
bonded,
like they were going through the same things, and then I felt like that's when I was unhappy with the show. Partially because of them too, kind of ganging up. I felt like it was almost everything that Khloe and I had done to Kim, and then they were like kind of flipping it on me. I think I also started therapy at the time and then became more self-aware and just, I don't know. I feel like when you first start therapy, I don't know if you do therapy, but when you first start, it's pretty emotional.
Oh, yeah. You like don't want to go. It's like, takes out.
I love it.
Now you love it. But at the beginning, it's hard.
It's hard. And it's like I felt just really sensitive. And I was used to being such a bitch for so many years without any care. No one could shake me. No one could rattle me. Nobody could say something mean to me because I would say something 20 times meaner back.
I feel like that's such a good line. Nobody could shake me. Nobody could.
They couldn't.
But I think that when I was watching it, Kourtney, I like felt you because you know that I've felt you from day one.
Yeah.
Is like I could feel that maybe you are connecting it in therapy, but like you not that you lost Chloe. I know you're always going to be close, but I feel like it didn't. I could tell that it was like making you sad. That,
I
like,
felt
you're
like
not...
it was like everything. And then, I mean, to be like pushed to the point of like, not that anyone pushed me, but it was like the daily stuff to where I like had the rage inside to like scratch my sister or whatever, like
whatever
in the
there.
fight, whatever, I probably blacked out. But like, yeah, it was like a lot. I felt like it was an intense time. But I feel like Chloe and I are good. I spoke to her like the whole time she was in Milan. We were, FaceTiming.
Yeah.
We FaceTimed on the way to school this morning. I saw her this morning at school. We're good.
But it's not it's the same.
I think just life isn't the same.
Yeah,
I think I'm in a different place.
Yeah.
I'm not, I don't know.
Are you different than your family?
I think yes. I think we all are in our own ways. Like I think some of us more than others like feel the need to distance sometimes or just do our own thing, have our own thing. It can be like all so interconnected.
Right.
That having that, like I love to keep my little bubble and like how, they say like protect your energy. Like I just like to be in my own little world and then enter it when I choose and then slip back in.
That was your issue with the show then. It's like you felt like you were forced into...
I felt like I was forced to do it, but also my point at that time was also like we are filming 5 days a week and we don't need to. It was the thing when, it's like you don't have the same work ethic, whatever. I was just saying this can be done where I can be also the things that like feed my soul, like being a mom, taking my kids to school, working out, things that are important to me, working too. But at the time, filming 5 days a week, it just didn't feel, it wasn't also fulfilling me. It wasn't making me happy.
Yeah.
The way that we're doing it right now, I've never once felt like I've filmed.
Oh, wow.
I feel like I'm living my life and I barely notice that they're even there. And when they're there, it's super fun. It's so enjoyable. And I also can take my kids to school every morning, have dinner with my kids every night, get all my work done during the day. It's like a flow.
Yeah.
And there's the exceptions, like I have tonight, Travis has a concert. Tomorrow night we have our Lemme event. Like there's exceptions where like I probably won't get to put them to bed. But I will be up early and carpooling in the morning,
Do you think, because everybody really has noticed like that you're so much happier right now. Is it just Travis? Do you think it's maybe therapy, like other things that you have done to bring you to this place of like content?
I think being in a healthy relationship definitely reflects. Like if you're in a toxic relationship, which I have been.
Yeah.
And then it does, I think, reflect on every area of your life, including like, connections with your kids, like work. Like I couldn't make decisions, like I didn't feel confident in myself. So I think to be able to make that, like when you are in a healthy relationship, and I think it is like a healthy relationship with yourself too.
Yeah.
I think that allows also for a healthy relationship with someone else. And then I think it also, like this venture with Lemme has been, I was talking to Simon this morning and I said, this team that we work with is so, like we work so well together. And I said, all the decisions, like how we make decisions like this. I don't need to think twice. I don't need to overthink. I just from our packaging to the beliefs about the planet with this brand, to the ingredients, to the everything. It's been so easy, and I've made those decisions. And when I say I've been working on this for 5 years, it's been conversations with other people, but also it not feeling right. I've been almost had like certain deals to do this, and it wasn't the right thing. In the end, I'd be like, no, and it was, and like I said, timing is everything. So I believe that in this too, but I think it's everything. I'm super happy with work. Like, I'm doing something that I feel really proud of, happy with the show, and it's not consuming my life, where I'm like authentic to my core. So when I do anything that feels fake, and I mean that in like sitting and filming in the old show, I cannot contribute to a conversation that I'm bored in. So like if I'm sitting there and someone's talking about something that I have no interest in.
That's where your famous comes from.
I can't fake it. So I'm sitting there and I'll just, I can't get involved.
Yeah.
And so, I think it's just all of it's authentic and enjoyable.
Yeah.
And I'm not in the place in my life to do stuff that isn't anymore.
So speaking of your brand, it's Lemme Launch Day today as we're sitting here.
Today.
It's a big day.
I'm super hyped. I told you this morning, I was so hyped at school. I saw my sisters. I saw Kylie. I saw Kim. I saw Chloe. And I snuck the little gummies into Chloe's car. I was super excited. I talked to my team on the way home. Nothing was getting me down today. I got pulled over and got a ticket.
No.
And I was like,
for what? Speeding?
No, he's for my tinted windows.
Oh.
I even have a note from the doctor for like sun. First of all, it's
for
like
Kourtney
it's
Kardashian.
not safe if I don't. But we're not going to get into that because that no one cares. But I said to my kids when I got pulled over and the cop stepped away, or may have still been there, I said, it is Lemme Launch Day and no one's going to kill our vibe, guys. And
you guys, I'm on 2 Lemme matchas plus a real matcha. Let me tell you, it is so good. I love that the little swirls. I love that they taste good, and you can really taste that they're different than other gummies. Like, they're not filled with all the bullshit, right? None of that stuff. The packaging, I think, is so fun.
Thank you. We wanted it to look like little candy jars, like old-fashioned candy jars, and we wanted it to be fun because, I still take a lot of supplements on a daily basis, but I look forward to those. And I'm someone, I don't know if you're like this, I have to have something sweet.
Yeah, me too.
After my meals, and for me, it is my Lemme.
It is your Lemme. So you're getting like the benefits, but also something sweet.
And I did a taste test. I told you this when you walked in last night. We did a taste test of other gummy brands. I did this before we started, but I did it again.
She's in shock, you guys, at how not good they are.
The texture and the taste and the ingredients. And I'm like, if they're going to have these not good for you ingredients, they should at least taste good, but they didn't. And I won't name names, but I feel extra proud of our Lemme after that.
And you know what else I love? I feel like the look of the brand is so different than like your sisters. Like if it was Kim, it would probably be like
neutral,
beige and a stone tablet or something.
Exactly.
And, and I feel like, I don't know, I feel like that is the vibe in general. And this is very not that. This is like the opposite. It's like colorful, and
I wanted it to just be fun and happy.
Yeah.
The world needs more fun and happy.
I know. No, the packaging is amazing. We were talking about how it doesn't look like pharmacy vibes.
Right. I think it's
like it's cute on your bedside table.
It's
even
super cute.
Yeah.
They make me really happy, the bottles. And they're also, this is something I'm proud of, they're 100% post-consumer recycled materials. So there's zero virgin plastic. So there's no new plastic when making them.
Oh, amazing. Do you feel like, because I feel like that's right, when you came out with the brand, everybody was so excited. I saw people's comments saying like, finally, like so excited for this. Like people were waiting for you to have a brand, even though, excuse me, Poosh is a brand.
It is. Poosh is a brand.
Like it's not a product, but it has products.
I think sometimes I like to do the opposite of what
is expected of you.
Yes.
Yeah.
And so it's kind of like Rage Against the Machine or whatever. But when Kim, would say like whatever, her comments to me about working or all the things that almost made me, feel like, isn't being a mom good enough? Like being a mom is a full-time job.
Yeah.
And there's not enough hours in the day between schoolwork, lunches, dinner. There's so many things with kids, like times 3.
No,
and now
crazy.
Now times 6.
Yeah.
And I feel like I love it. So I don't feel, but I don't know. I truly love it. I feel like it's what I was meant to be.
Be a mom.
But to like balance that with working is hard. And so
work is just not my top priority. It's never going to be.
But like when I say that, I still mean it. And I love what I do. I love working. But like my kids will always be my priority.
I love that. Do you feel that your family kind of pushing you to this had any part in you starting this brand, or was it all you?
I think it was the opposite. That's what I meant by that.
Like,
I meant like I almost was like, no, this is good and this is enough for me. Like I don't have enough hours in the day to be a mom and film our show and do Poosh and take on something else. So now though, I think I did it because I wanted to do it, not because someone was pushing me to do it.
Yeah.
And the timing was right. I feel also how we film much less to a really manageable place. And I can do all the things with my kids and I can work while they're at school. So I feel like a really perfect balance.
And right now we have Lemme Chill, Lemme Matcha, Lemme Focus. Mm-hmm. And are there going to be more?
Of course. You wait.
I'm waiting, baby. I'm waiting.
Did you have a favorite?
I had the matcha and the Focus because I'm like, I don't know if I should be chill for this interview,
Chill. The only time I needed chill was on the Today Show.
I think the matcha might be my favorite.
The matcha tastes really divine.
No, that's what I'm saying.
But I think the Focus is my favorite because I love to focus. And I have a problem focusing.
And it feels like it has what, the B12 in it?
No, that's the energy. That's matcha.
That's the energy in the matcha.
So matcha is sustained energy. So it's not jittery energy because of the B12. Yeah, Focus is the brain gummy.
Right. And it helps focus.
Definitely.
Like to get work
done.
I
can't do a Zoom call without it.
I heard it's real. Like Kourtney's on Zooms all day being like,
I am.
Like she's a boss ass bitch. I just want to tell everybody also, Halloween decorations are starting to gather.
They are.
Up in here.
They are. They're going to get wild. We go crazy here.
I know. I was telling you before we started the interview, I was like, there's some things that are so different about us. I don't know if we can be friends. And then remember, okay, relax. It's a joke. Of course we can. Okay. I'm just kidding.
Okay.
But remember we started talking about Disney and you being a Disney doll?
Yes.
And then there was also your obsession with Halloween.
Oh, you don't like Halloween?
I mean, I'm like, not for me anymore. Well, maybe you need to get me into it.
I grew up in a house that was obsessed with Halloween.
True.
So
and Christmas.
We always decorated for Halloween, and we would do it ourselves and put spider webs on the windows. We were so excited.
Is it going to get crazy in here, Kourtney?
Oh, I'm going to send you so many Halloween photos. I think I'm going to send you a Halloween Pinterest, and I'm going to
Wait, do you do the outside of the house too?
Yes.
First of all, I've heard this is the second time you've mentioned a Pinterest because you talked about a Pinterest board on the show.
I love Pinterest.
Good to know. She's a huge Pinterest user, you guys.
If you're ever like, I need
how can
a
we
vibe
find
for
her,
something.
How can we find her board?
It's top secret. I have like 3 people that see it.
So,
but if you ever want a vibe for something, I will send you a Pinterest board within minutes.
Okay, so I have some quick fire questions for you. Okay. Christmas or Halloween?
Christmas.
Ooh, okay. Do you have a favorite purse right now? I know you love your Pradas.
I have one favorite purse. I'm not a switching purse
I know.
girl.
I've noticed. You used to have the Prada backpack.
Exactly.
Do you still love that?
I do. But my favorite purse is a mini Balenciaga. Has no colorful hardware. It's all black.
Surprising.
And exactly. And Travis got it for me in Portofino when we were there, not for our wedding, but the summer before.
Okay. I need to see
My
it.
fave. It's my everyday.
Do you ever shop at normie stores like a Zara?
You know what? I don't. I'm not going to lie.
Okay, don't. That's fine.
But I used to. I used to be the queen of the mall.
Really?
Like me and the mall were best friends. And in college, that's all we did was go to the mall.
Also, reminder, Kourtney went to college, everybody.
Yes.
We need that daily reminder. A misconception that people have about you.
I see comments all the time that I'm never with my kids.
Oh, okay.
And I just don't love to post my kids on social media. They don't love it.
Yeah.
Sometimes they do.
Like Mason doesn't love it.
He does not like it. He doesn't want any part of it.
Yeah.
He just.
So that account is not Mason, you guys.
He is not on.
He's not Angel
on
818.
social media. Yeah. He doesn't love it. And I want my kids to be kids and to. I crave normalcy.
I know.
As much as we can have it.
Yeah.
So.
I feel that about you. I have a misconception that people have about you that I want to clear up.
What?
I feel like people, after I met all of you, I think I was asked like who was like the warmest, and I said you. And I feel like people don't always get that vibe from you.
They think
you do have RBF.
What the hell is that?
Resting bitch face.
Oh yeah, I do.
So like I feel like that's a misconception. Maybe people don't think you're like warm or open, but like you are. It just like maybe not with everyone. Maybe it takes you a minute.
Well,
Is that
like
correct?
I said, the authenticity, I need to feel it.
You need to feel it.
Yeah, I'm like almost emotionally unstable at times, like just because I feel so much.
I know. That's why I feel you. I know. I feel like
once I had my kids, I could feel like I don't know.
Yeah.
Just open that
No,
up.
I understand that because you like live in this life. You're self-aware. Mm-hmm. You're very self-aware, so you can't do things that like, you would judge or like, you know what I mean?
Right. Or I'll see things like there was a TikTok going around about the kids dying from the candy fentanyl.
Yeah.
And like I just start sobbing. Like I definitely am a feeler.
You posted it.
I did. I didn't post the video, but I posted the message.
And then what's one thing you would want people to know about you that you feel like they don't?
I don't really care what people think about me.
I love that. Okay, so everybody thinks you and Travis are like off the walls, like on the ceiling, having sex on the fire pit while the fire's going. Mm-hmm. What's your favorite sex position? Is it a normal one?
Yeah, it is.
Like Mish?
Probably. Yeah. I think that's
so she doesn't have to work hard, you know?
No, I think that's my fave.
Yeah, I feel you. And favorite workout? You're always doing like different things.
Right now, Travis and I will go on these 3-mile walks together, and I love Pilates.
In the neighborhood?
In the neighborhood. In our skeleton onesies.
Because what else would you wear?
What else would we be in?
And then speaking of skeletons, what's a favorite band that Travis got you into? Are you listening to like cool music now?
Of course. Well, I listen to all the music he makes because
Yeah.
we'll be in the car and he has to listen to things. I think I definitely listen to more Blink than I ever have because my kids want to listen to it.
Yeah.
And yeah, lately I've been listening to Joan Jett because
cool.
He's playing with her tonight.
Oh, cool.
Yeah.
Oh, cool.
That's top secret, but this won't go out till after.
Top secret, everybody. Kourtney, thank you so much. I told you this at the beginning, but this was like a dream. You were if people used to ask me, like, not used to still, people asked me, like, who's your number one podcast guest that you would want? And I used to say Kourtney.
Really? Was it everything
babe.
you dreamed of?
And more.
Oh, good.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Yay.